It has finally happened. I'm out of ideas for videos, so let's talk about alts in BfA Patch 8.2. The first thing that I do when I wake up is actually look through my beautiful and amazing Discord server, where there are thousands and thousands of messages that I receive every day telling me how great my videos are and how knowledgeable I am and things like that. So I scroll through Discord, and then after that I take a gander at Reddit World of Warcraft subreddit, I guess, and which boasts an impressive 1 million followers, which is actually really cool. So after I look past all the casual nonsense, I sometimes find something that is very interesting, and there's been a lot of posts made in the social media in terms of World of Warcraft, in terms of patch 8.2, in terms of alts, how to fix reputation, how to fix alts, how to make it more alt friendly, and there's been a whole lot of discussion. And I know why there's so much discussion, because the game is slowing down. People have already seen a lot of the content. They already seen the raid, they've seen beguiling, they've seen the essences, and all of a sudden people might be like, oh hey, the grass is greener on the other side of the hunter side. Or maybe I should try out a new tanking spec, or maybe I should try out a new healing spec. And then people are just slowly realizing, but hey, the time investment to start a new alt, to start a new main, is just out of this world crazy. Now, I know there's going to be a whole lot of people who will disagree with this and a whole lot of people who will agree with this. If I talk about Reddit itself, you'll notice that a lot of people who tend to disagree with the whole concept of, hey, alts should be hard to maintain, main character should always feel like the strongest one, and it shouldn't be alt friendly. A lot of those people will get their comments downvoted on Reddit and things like that, because you can see that the majority of people want to maintain multiple alts. And this is why this video is gonna have a survey attached at the bottom of it, and I want to see how many people actually try to play alts, because I always spew out numbers or say like, oh, I feel like majority of people will have alts, but let's just see how many people actually will maintain alts 1, 2 or 3 or whatever. We'll see. So if you want, you can click on it and vote it, and it might be fun to talk about it in the later video. So first of all, let's talk about some of the core concepts that make the game alt unfriendly. First of all, it's not a new phenomenon that happened. Legion has always been very alt unfriendly, and only at the very end, when you were able to buy legendaries, it kind of started to become easier and easier to maintain your alts. And BfA has all of a sudden, with AP, even though AP has catch up, it still seems to be a problem. And essences, because gathering or getting essences, especially rank 3, requires sometimes being exalted with something, requires a ton of PvP grinding, and I'll talk about PvP essences being required in PvE environment, and there are multiple ones for healers and DPS. And then it just takes a whole lot of effort to get rank 3 of an essence, and a lot of the times to get rank 3 is gonna give you a big boost to healing, big boost to DPS, big boost to tanking. It makes sense. Stronger essences, make your character stronger. So this is the way I see how Blizzard perceives World of Warcraft community. We're not gonna make, or at least they said it in a couple of interviews, that they don't want to provide essence catch-up. Unlike AP, where you're going to get AK or knowledge every week, which means that you need less AP each week to get to the next level, which means that if you start playing your alt like a month down the road, you're not gonna have to grind that much AP. Great, a little bit of a catch-up, okay, that's fine. I still don't feel, or at least I would like AP to be account-wide, but let's not go that far. AP has a catch-up, it's very decent. The longer that you play the game, or delay playing your alt, the easier it's going to get to that 55, 65 or whatever. That's fine. I'm not crazy disappointed about that. There's some catch-up. But Blizzard mentioned that they don't want to have essence catch-up, and that's not fine at all. And there's a reasons for this. This is my view of what Blizzard is thinking. They don't want essence catch-up, or at least yet, because they want you to log on to your alt character. They want you to find out that, hey, you need to grind something to exalt it again, and they want you to play that out. They want you to, spend an extra days, weeks to grind to that reputation. Because once BfA 8.2 came out, I spent, I think, about 2 solid weeks on 2 characters and about 3, 4, maybe 5 hours grinding every day and doing absolutely everything to get to the essences that I needed on those 2 characters. Like, my playtime, my engagement into the game was absolutely insane. And Blizzard probably has those statistics. Hey, this guy MadSkillz spent like 8 hours a day playing the game and just grinding. Let's make sure he keeps doing that with his other characters. So this is the way I see that Blizzard is thinking. They want you to grind. It's gonna look better for them and the shareholders and things like that. But at the same time, I feel this is going to backfire immensely. Because I feel a lot of the people who might consider playing around, they'll go like, okay, I'm gonna try out BM Hunter. BM Hunter is looking really fun. Or I'm gonna try out Mistweaver Monk. They look really fun. I wanna try out something new. I wanna try out healing. I wanna try out DPS. They create a character or they boost it to 120 or whatever, and they're like, okay, I need to grind all of the essences, or at least all the best essences, let's say from PvP, that require exalted reputation, and I need to get 55 neck level in order to get 2 essences, which is the bare minimum at this given point in time. Soon it's going to be 65. And that person is going to look at it, and in my opinion, this is what I would feel, the hill is too steep. It's just not fun for me to do the same thing to get the same essences, and I don't want to play a character that's going to be suboptimal. All of a sudden this, let's say, Mistweaver, who doesn't have the best essences, doesn't have the best neck level, is garbage. I have this feeling that, hey, this character is so scuffed, why would I even play a scuffed character? When I play an alt, I try to get that alt to the maximum potential, as close as my main character. But now the gap between your alt and your main character is absolutely huge, then it makes me feel that this alt character is not worth playing or even investing. So all of a sudden I feel this whole outlook that Blizzard wants people to have, like, oh man, I'm gonna push my alt, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna play it all the time. I feel that's gonna backfire and people just gonna realize it's not even worth for me to invest time into an alt because the hill is too steep. I'm just gonna stop playing. I'm just gonna play my main character for raids. I already have the best essences. I already have all the essences that I need for the future. I just need to grind my neck level a bit and that's it. So I'm just gonna log in once a week, do my mythic 10, do my raid, get few of the emissaries done, and that's it. And I honestly feel that's gonna happen. I think Blizzard has completely missed the point with alts. And I'd love to hear your opinion. This is just my opinion, and I'm not always right. I'm actually wrong a lot of the time. This is a very personal video. I'd love to hear your opinions on this, because I feel, in my opinion, that there has been far too many expansions where alts have been very unfriendly. And I feel there are periods of times during patches when the content has been done, the mythics have been done, and all of that, where a lot of people will try and look at alts as a way to play the game or continue to play the game. I am that person. I am a prime example. I play 5 healing characters, 6 healing specs, and I try to maintain all of them in order to do Mythic Plus, in order to do raids, and it's fun. Like, there's no way I can maintain 5 characters. I try to maintain at least 3 or 4 characters that are going to be very, very decent item level, and I could actually bring them into Mythic content. And I've done that in the past, but it was extremely, extremely hard. And BfA 8.2, my drive to get essences, like for example, the Conflict and Strife PvP essence. A lot of people don't even know this, but for healers, Conflict and Strife rank 3 essence is going to be one of the best minor slots. So all of a sudden, every healer out there is going to be forced, or at least there is going to be an incentive for them to grind PvP and get this Conflict and Strife minor. Major essence is also good for Mistweavers, but that's another point. So I was looking at this and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna spend my druid, I'm gonna try and grind PvP on my druid, and I need to get like 1600, 1800, 2000 rating, and it's gonna take me 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever to get this essence. Okay, I can do it, that's fine. Maybe I'm not a huge fan of PvP. I can, like, you know, go through it. I can force myself to do it and I can get it. Then I think about my second healer, my like Holy Paladin Resto Druid. And I'm thinking about, I have to do that again on that healer. and I have to do PvP that I don't enjoy that much, then I have to do it again on my Mistweaver. Then I have to do it again on my Priest or whatever. And that is just, in my eyes, out of whack. It's completely wrong. I feel essences at this point, and I didn't even talk about suggestions how to fix it. Essences at this point should be account-wide. That's my honest opinion. Maybe, now you can talk about this in comments and things like that. Maybe they shouldn't be completely account-wide. Maybe, for example, you still need to get the initial essence, and there's a lot of suggestions on Reddit about this as well. Maybe you need to get the initial essence unlocked on your alt, and then if you have rank 3 on your main character, rank 3 opens up, but you still need to unlock it initially. That sounds like a pretty decent suggestion. I could get behind this. So you're not given essences straight away on the alts. You still have to do that initial farming, because to get rank 1 of an essence is actually extremely easy in a lot of cases. I could get behind this. A lot of people say that reputation should be account-wide, or there should be tokens that you can buy like in MoP, Mr. Pandaria. I can get behind this. These are like solid ideas that, in my eyes, should have been implemented from the very, very start. I can bet you that if Blizzard doesn't make essences account-wide, they'll probably do it the last month of the expansion. Literally the last month of the expansion, last 2 months or something like that, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna do a catch-up for essences for your alts, like they did with the legendaries in Legion. Don't let this happen, in my honest opinion. Legion legendaries were good and bad in a lot of ways. They provided a catch-up system at the very, very end. My assumption is that Blizzard would have learned from that and said, hey, we should introduce it a bit earlier. So why not do that in BfA 8.2? So again, this is relatively a hot topic. Alts, I feel there's gonna be a decent amount of people who will say that, you know, we need to have, our main should feel a main. They should have all the power, and alts should feel weak. I can kind of see their point. I can kind of agree with it to some extent. But honestly, at points where it's boring in expansion, where there's nothing much to do, I feel alts keep the game alive. And Blizzard is setting a hill for alts that is too steep to climb, in my opinion. Make it easier. And honestly, it seems very obvious to me. Guys, let me know how you feel about this video. If you enjoy this type of content, please do subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I will see you in my next video.